Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
Jerry Harris fulfilled one of his sentencing guidelines behind bars as he serves 12 years in federal prison after being charged of sexual crimes with minors. In court documents obtained by TMZ, the convicted sex offender, who rose to fame on Netflix's 2020 Netflix docuseries Cheer, paid a total of $45,200 to two different victim funds. The 25-year-old paid the AVA Crime Victims Fund $35,000 and $10,000 to the Justice for Victims of Trafficking Act Fund. He was required to do this as well as pay more than $135,000 in restitution to his victims. It is unknown whether he has completed the latter requirement. Last month, Harris was sentenced to 12 years in prison and 8 years of court-supervised probation following his release for soliciting sex from minors and pressuring young boys to send him explicit photos and videos. As he was sentenced, Harris insisted he is not an evil person. At his hearing in federal court in Chicago, the disgraced star apologized to his victims and said he was still learning who he is. Prosecutors had pushed for a lengthy sentence, saying that Harris's status as a popular celebrity had enabled him to persuade and entice his young victims to engage in sexual conduct. Judge Manish S. Shah told the social media star and cheerleading champion to consider the sentence an expression of the seriousness of your crimes, tempered with some hope that all is not lost for you or for your victims, and that in the future some healing can occur. Harris, who remained in custody at a federal detention facility since his arrest in September 2020, appeared in court for the sentence, which lasted around 7 hours. Addressing his victims before receiving his sentence, he said, "I am deeply sorry for all the trauma my abuse has caused you. I pray deep down that your suffering comes to an end." He added, "I'm not an evil person. I'm still learning who I am and what my purpose is." Notable figures listed as authors of character letters used by his defense included other stars of Cheer such as Navarro College head coach Monica Aldama, teammate Morgan Simeoner, and the parents of Harris's fellow cheerleader, Gabby Butler. Harris, who quickly rose to fame in season 1 of the cheerleading-related Netflix hit, had entered guilty pleas to 2 charges, receiving child porn using interstate commerce, and traveling over state lines with intent to elicit sexual conduct with a minor. The Texas native was 19 years old at the time of his arrest. Harris, from the Chicago suburb of Naperville, previously pleaded guilty to 1 count of traveling with the intent to engage in illicit sexual conduct and 1 count of receiving child pornography. His pleas were entered during a plea hearing in a U.S. federal court in Chicago in February. Harris pleaded guilty to 2 of 7 counts against him, including persuading a 17-year-old to send him sexually explicit photographs for money. The other count stemmed from a trip he took to Florida for the purpose of engaging in illicit sexual conduct with a 15-year-old. Prosecutors also alleged at the time that he solicited videos and images from 2 14-year-old brothers. U.S. prosecutors agreed to drop the remaining 5 counts under a plea agreement. According to the indictment, Harris allegedly solicited sex from minors at cheerleading competitions and convinced teenage boys to send him obscene photographs and videos of themselves. Harris later admitted to FBI agents to asking a teenage boy to send him photographs of himself, and to requesting child pornography on Snapchat from at least 10 to 15 others he knew to be minors, according to the indictment. Harris' sexual assault of 1 boy in such a public place, in an unlocked public bathroom, during an event attended by dozens of responsible adults demonstrates that Harris either does not care about being caught committing his offenses, or simply cannot stop himself, Assistant U.S. Attorney Christopher Parente wrote of one of Harris's victims. A U.S. child pornography charge carries a sentence ranging from 5 to 20 years, and the second charge carries a maximum sentence of 30 years. Authorities said Harris coerced minor victims to send him graphic photos and videos of themselves while soliciting sex from boys as young as 13 at cheerleading competitions across the country, according to the Tribune. In December 2020, Harris was indicted on charges alleging